Well, hello everyone. Here to show you the subject liberty coloring right here is talking about is a subject liberty is that showing you is that I went ahead and drew right here is like as a stamp right here, as you see right here is a stamp that I found whenever I was doing cleaning around the house, and you see right here it says first class. It's like for first class stamp it is, and I don't know whenever I bought it. I guess it must have been maybe this year, 2013, 2013, or I could have bought it maybe 4 or 5 months ago, but then and then wound up losing it, and then I found it again. It's like it was misplaced or whatever that found it around, and then of course it's like you should say just lick the back of it and you'll be able to stick on an envelope just like a normal envelope, kind of like that, and what I had drawn right here. And basically it's talking about with the postal stamp, and basically that with most stamps it would be about between 42 and maybe 39 cents or so a stamp if you were to order it online. That maybe you would maybe say save about maybe 5% or whatever, but anyway, maybe pay about as much. But anyway, talking about subject liberty is basically talking about is that creating your own say identity, is that such as an ID. Go ahead and write that down. It's like you're creating your own ID. It is. It's like you're trying to find a pin that works, but it's like that have it to where with most places, if you were to use a pen, and then it's like a lot of times sometimes it don't work, and then they use those little digital electronic kinds, but some type of identification, such as say a driver's license or whatever. But anyway, as talking about an ID, as there's something like this that I went ahead and drew right here, is basically is same pretty much the same exact design right here, and on the envelope that you got basically the same exact design, but only it is that you what you call you did the artwork and by your own format. It's like you did it your own way, and you got the American flag, which the American flag will represent is like the country that's for what you live in, or if you were to create like a little login, if you were to log into an account somewhere or whatever, that it would be like something creative that you can do for like any type of login purposes. But basically is what I'm going to be doing right here is of course is I start right here with the color, is that in the picture is like you talk about is like using a lot of green, but go ahead and just add some artistic coloring right here, some artistic talent is like for the Statue of Liberty right here. And for most of us, it's like if you've seen the Statue of Liberty, maybe in real life, that it's like know exactly what it looks like, which I don't even know exactly what it looks like, but going by what's showing on the stamp. But basically, is you got the Statue of Liberty right here. But basically, is talking about is that doing the artwork your own way, and way I think about it is like if you were to do it your own way, that more likely that whatever computer device that you're using, if it's a smartphone or iPhone 5 or whatever, will be able to recognize you by your logins. And I would probably say that the time that I've tried logging into my account, I remember I had that same problem. That whenever each time I would try to log on, that a lot of times it would not recognize my entry it is, and it's like you type in your correct information. It's like that you type it in and it locks you out, and then sometimes that can be really aggravating. And a lot of people would probably say that with all these coloring utensils, like from the crayons, and then with the marker, and then with it's like with the Sharpie marker, and then it could be a pen or a pencil, number 2 pencil it is, that you probably think about it. It's like I don't even want to mess with all that. Maybe not even a paintbrush, or maybe not even stencil art it is, or I used to say it's finger paint. That typical stuff that you learned, that you had whenever you were in grade school or whatever. Don't have time for it. Don't want to bother with it. But then on the other hand too, that some people say that nowadays with technology nowadays that they don't want to mess with getting on the laptop and then touching all those buttons and stuff, and getting an iPhone 5 or whatever, and then touching a few buttons on the screen. But you begin to wonder about that question. I'll go ahead and maybe write that question, question mark about what I'm talking about in my favorite color. And you could probably say that, use your favorite color for what you're talking about, just to kind of keep on remembrance. It's like your favorite color. If your favorite color will be like a, like a red pinkish type color, or it is, red pink, or you say, or if you wanted to use that phrase, is to take like this little, crazy art, crayon it is, that you have right here, is the rose chewing gum it is to write the question mark right here. It's like you can barely see it, but anyway, but you got right here, you write the question mark about right there. But other than that, is like you'll want to draw some artistic talents right here. Like if this would be like a stamp, but basically talking about is like for artistic talents it's like creating say a subject liberty icon, the logo it is on if you were to try to get logged online, that a lot of times that a lot of people would think about it as that really that they may have complications logging on. But one thing I am concerned about, of course, is if you were to try to log online, and a lot of times the system does not recognize. They tell you that we do not recognize the system that you're using, and a lot of times that no matter if your password is it typed in correctly, entered in correctly into the right say column, is to say that more likely it may still not log you on. And a lot of people would probably think about, is that like, how come you're not logging me on? That's the correct information, and it would ask you for a security question, which I've gone through many of this. If so far as that, if whenever I file my taxes, and then whenever I would pay my bills online, that so far as giving you that option, it's like, really, I'm just what you call explain this my own way in my own manner. But a lot of people would probably say that, hey, it's like do whatever you like, just to be able to remember the next time this is what the password is. Next time, call this number if you have any problems. Well, if I have any questions or such and such. But yeah, a lot of times I would probably tell people that by your own artwork, that your own artwork, more likely, if you were to do your own artwork, I would say that I probably did not even have a mustache at the time. It's like if I were to draw like a little portrait of myself about right there. But so far as with your schoolwork, that if you can maybe remember the first math problem that you were able to solve, it's like it could have been it's like 4 times 4 or anything like that, or maybe 10 times 10 or anything like that. But I would probably say that if it's either the times tables, or 4 divided by 1 or anything like that. But if you were to ask like some type of trivia question, that I'm sure that a lot of people probably think about, is that with the online services for subject liberty is giving your own freedom rights, is like to be able to do like what you call your own artistic talents. And I would probably say that is to start out with, if you want to do like a little stamp, is to put like what I say is for a letter of the alphabet, and then go ahead and switch colors, and then go ahead and favorite, maybe the favorite number. I would probably say that would be, I would say go ahead and choose 8. Choose 8 is like maybe that by the time I was 8, I remember whenever I was about 8 years old, that I remember that I started doing say artistic colorings. It's like with different crayons and stuff. And the very first color that I think I started out with, if I remember right, to see here, start out with a little bit with the pencil. It's like do some artistic designs with just a pencil, or whatever that was available for any type of writing utensil it is. You got that the T and then the 8, and then like you ask her for any type of security question it is. It's like what was your favorite shape whenever you were in kindergarten or anything like that. But let's just say that if you had like a writing utensil, if you were to think about ask yourself a trivia question, it's like say put the year would have been 1993. Say 1993, and just say that that what was a what project did you do back in the say the eighth grade year during that that during your first and second grade year, what was the name of the story that you read with your teacher, and you can maybe say maybe the Three Little Pigs, or it could have been maybe Green Eggs and Ham or anything like that. And on the other hand too, you could probably think about with most stamps would probably be the same. So go ahead and just say that if you could color in exactly come up with your own custom designed stamp for your login information, is that I do like a little custom stamp right here. Is to to shape the whole stamp right here with the pencil. It is number 2 pencil. It is, and then from there, and then of course is to to add some coloring right here, some blend of blue right here. It's like you start out with maybe your favorite color as well, and then from there, and then go ahead and go to the green. But a lot of people will probably think that that it's like with with the information that if you were to try to access your account directly from your laptop or whatever, that more likely that you were probably like hey, it's like that I don't have my username and password available on me. It's like maybe I'll have to look it up, or I don't have my magnifying glass with me, I don't have my reading glasses with me, or maybe that I mean, it's like, well, really, like, I don't even have, say, my, I don't even have my measuring stick with me, or I don't even have my memory stick with me, or what you call my special writing, my special writing decane or anything like that. But other than that, is that you have it where if you were to create a file for any any personal information, but more likely a lot of people probably say any information that's kept personal. It's like for Microsoft, it's like for Excel or Apple or anything like that, which most of us are probably familiar with, the spreadsheet and all the document, the PDF file, and it's like the drives A, B, and C. It's like whatever files that they're saved on. But on the other hand too, that we can also think about for subject liberty is that thing about is like that whatever coloring utensils that you are using, is to know that more likely that you can say it's like you create your own custom design stamp it is, and then that more likely the system would recognize that entry, because it's like is that they say that that you're the only one who can and will, it's like be able to memorize this password it is. And of course that password, it's like you think about it, it's like come up with your custom designed stamp it is, maybe the exact same thing of a stamp, and then from there, and then of course to keep that memorized is that maybe later on you'll be able to change the color to it. It's like you start it's like you get the marker right here. It's like start with light colors, and then from there, and then of course it's like if you want to go to what you say is the green label, is that to do a part of it part with marker and then part with crayon. But for any young kids, they would probably say that if they want to do like what you call that I don't know which most programs would say that that you have to be 18 or older in order to be able to join or something like that. But other than that, it's like that if you want to do any type of any type of creative activity so far as memorizing your own way of remembering your usernames and passwords by your logins, that a lot of times people probably say that hey, is that if you were to memorize it, and it's like so for liberty, the subject liberty is, it's like that I don't even have a computer, I don't have to worry about it. Then one of these days that maybe everybody is going to have one, because more likely I pretty much learned just by buying my own stuff, or I was given that special capability of doing that, that of having that, and then whenever I would get that type of those type of instruments it is. If it's a trombone, you need to come up with your own lyrics of your own song, whatever it is to know that it's like maybe sooner or later that you may get one, and then know it's like for my own way of teaching the basics about how to remember. And so far as to remember, it's like for your own custom ID is something that you remember by either your favorite color, your favorite event, or so far as something that's some special moment from whenever you were a kid. But other than that, it's like so far as subject liberty covered.